Hi people, how we day, how we all doing, how we doing, what's up, what's going on? It's good to have you on the live show of R4M here from R4M Studios. I remain prolific, and today, Winchy Winchy has been fighting, but their plan have failed. All right, so we sincerely apologize for coming up late. Technical issues upon technical issues, but we're here finally. All right, we're here finally, and we're really excited to have you guys online. Please, as you keep joining in, let us know where you're watching from. Let us also know if you're a first timer. All right, let us know if you're a first timer. You just can never tell, you might have a gift tonight. All right, so please do well to let us know. Do well to let us know. How was your day? Let us also know how your day went in the comment section. All right, and then do well to share this video. Very, very important. We get to share a whole lot of nuggets right here from the R4M studios, and it's imperative that we get to share with our friends, our colleagues, and our families. All right, very important. All right, so we have a very interesting topic. A very interesting topic. Yesterday I said we're going to be seeing a series of phobias when it comes to relating with people, relationships, and we started with gamophobia yesterday. Today we're just going to shed a little light, just a little light because of time. We're not going to stretch this life, but we're just going to share a little light about gamophobia. And today we're going to be looking at something very interesting, and it is, I love him, I love her, but I'm scared. All right? I love him, I love her, but I am scared. All right? So before we just dive into that, please do well, as you come online, do well to share this video. I'm doing just that on my profile, on all my handles. So I'm trying to lead by example. All right? So please do well to share this video as you come online. So we're looking at the subject, I love him, I love her, but I'm scared. I love him, I love her, but I'm scared. And there's a whole lot of, reasons. There's a whole lot of reasons why people actually hold back. There's a whole lot of reasons why people actually have cold feet when it comes to commitment. All right. Yesterday we talked about the fact that gamophobia is actually the fear of commitment. It is the fear of commitment. Now, I must say something very quickly about the fear of commitment. The fear of commitment isn't the same thing as, it's not the same thing as you being anxious, towards maybe on your wedding day. You're trying to plan, you're trying to think how, your plan is going to play out. You're wondering, has a younger brother gone to pick your bride's family members? That's not the kind of fear we're talking about. We're saying the fear, that makes you wonder. You ask this lady out if you're a guy, and if you're a lady, you said yes to this guy, and you guys have been dating. But then, for some reason, it's getting serious, right? It's getting serious, and you just want to take the back seat. All right, you want to take the back seat for several reasons. Sometimes there isn't even a reason that you can hold on to, right? So tonight we just want to look at the fact that love in itself isn't just a feeling. Love in itself is a decision, and a decision onto what? A decision onto having to stay committed to a person. All right, staying committed to a person. And yesterday I was saying also that we have a whole lot of people who actually do have strong feelings for the opposite sex, but then they actually don't go through with commitment because they've been scared for some reason or the other. And I'm just going to highlight a few reasons why people can actually just get cold feet and not stay committed, all right, especially when it leads to marriage. But before I say that also, I'd like to quickly say that there are people who actually aren't scared of marriage, all right? They aren't scared, but then it's just a decision they've made to stay single, all right? So those are not the people I'm talking about tonight. We're talking about people who really want to get married, but for some reason, they are scared. For some reason, they are scared. I spoke with a friend, say 3 weeks ago. I spoke with a friend who made me see a perspective I never saw. Sometimes, yesterday I also talked about exposure therapy, right? I talked about exposure therapy and how it is imperative for you to face your fears. Sometimes these fears are triggers that takes you back, and you might have to travel down to a physical location. Or sometimes I give the instance of rainy season and the scent of, wet sand, and then how it takes your memory down to somebody who probably broke your heart and all of that. So yeah, traumas can be a reason why people develop cold feet when it comes to marriage. You love this person, you really want to go through with this person, but sometimes also you're holding on to the fact that this person, the opposite sex, the person you're in love with, probably has some traits or probably sounds some way, some certain way that reminds you of where you're coming from, which actually points to the fact that you most likely haven't severed, the past where you're coming from. And so it begins to affect this new person. And so you're confused. You're confused because this guy is asking you out, and he loves you, he ticks the boxes, but every time you mention the word marriage, he's scared. It just scares him. It just scares him. I believe many people, most guys in Nigeria, most guys aren't married. Most guys aren't married because of economic situations. That's the truth. And if they had the money they have, imagined to have, they probably would get married in a week time. But beyond that, I have seen people also who have all the money that they need. They are very comfortable. They have enough to give to other people, to help other people, sponsor people through school, but they're just scared of getting married. Okay, they're scared of getting married. And for some of them, it is that they feel there's a whole lot of narrative. So you have a few, class of women who feel that, I've seen how my dad treated my mom. And so what happened between my dad and my mom and how my mom always oppressed my mom ends up happening in my own life. All right. So we have those kind of thought patterns. We also have guys who think things like, okay, we've had cases of women who were gold diggers, and then what if, when I was broke, no girl, they tell me yes. Now I don't make money. Suddenly, everybody loves me. Could it be that they really love me or they love my money? And so, you know what? This marriage thing is not for me. All right? So I'm just going to stay clear. And so when the lady begins to talk about marriage, the guy sees like a red flag. Even though ideally I should be dating you, right? I should be dating you and see the reasons why I should cut you and end up getting married to you, right? But then it doesn't always play out that way. So yesterday we talked about exposure therapy, and I was saying that I was talking with a friend three weeks ago who made me see that there are even people who have health challenges, right? And I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is right. So sometimes we have a tendency to think for the next person, which is not right. We have a tendency to make decisions. Let's say the girl makes decisions, say, you know what, this guy cannot deal with my health condition, so it's better I don't get married to him. Sometimes the guy is thinking, this babe, she can't deal with, my health condition, so it's better I don't suffer her. So he's hanging around, she's hanging around, they're in love, they're doing everything, but there's no talk about marriage. That happens. And, I didn't really think about it until this friend made me to see that, I keep saying that on the live show, I'll keep shooting myself, because that's one of the ways that I know that people can earn trust. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to say every single personal thing about your life, no. But then again, you should be able to be transparent to some extent for people to really listen, open up also their lives to you. So I began to realize that this particular friend of mine made me see that I actually was holding back. I actually was scared of commitment without even realizing I was scared of commitment. I didn't even realize. And how was I scared of commitment? It was an area of my health where I felt that I'm dealing with a lot, but I don't want to have to suffer another person's daughter. Now, it now gives mixed signals because the lady is looking at you, she's seeing you're there, you're reaching out, you're everything, but you're just not taking it to the next level, and it can be very frustrating. And many times we don't understand because we don't really, some of us don't believe in therapy here in Nigeria. So we don't really see that talking with a therapist could help you begin to see certain things that you didn't know about yourself. And gamophobia is one of those things which is the fear of commitment to marriage, that makes people have cold feet. So loving the person isn't just enough. Okay, you must decide. You must decide that, okay, I'm going to stay with this person. Okay, so let me quickly run to, let's see what's going on our social media handles. So let's run quickly to YouTube. All right, so we have the very first person, Robert Yakubu. Hi, Robert Yakubu. How you doing? How you doing, Robert Yakubu? Okay, so Robert Yakubu is waving. Are you a traffic warden? Okay, let me wave back at you. Let me wave back at you. Back at you. All right. Hi, Robert Yakubu. Your name sounds very new on the show. Please let us know if you're a first timer and where you're watching from, and also do well to share this live video. All right. Okay. All right. We'll also have Jerry Aboki. Jerry Aboki says, good evening, everyone. Jerry Aboki says, how y'all doing? Yeah, Jerry Aboki, how you doing too? I have missed you. And I'm sure you've missed how you're doing. Yeah, we'll have how you're doing back, all right? So, Jerry Boki say, yes, so I'm scared of heartbreak. Heartbreak is not your portion. Yes, I join faith with you, Jerry Aboki, to say heartbreak is not your portion, all right? So Jerry Aboki has something to say, and this is what he has to say. He says, it is better for a lady to get interested in me. Okay. He said it's better for a lady to get interested in me. At least I'll know how to handle her emotions, that she won't feel heartbroken if I don't love Kenan. Jerry, I'm not sure I really understand this, but Jerry is saying that it's better to, but now I'm curious, why do you think it's better for a lady to be interested in you, Jerry? Why is it not mutual? Because relationship is a two-way traffic. It's about two people deciding to be together, all right? So Jerry Aboki says it is better for a lady to get interested in me. At least I know how to handle emotions. Are you handling her emotions? Are you around a lady to, how do I put this? Are you working? Is this some kind of workshop where you're handling her emotions? Right? So it's a two-way traffic. All right. You don't just want a lady to be into you, you also have to be into the lady. All right, so please let us know what your thoughts are about developing cold feet. Do you also have a story where you actually do love someone, but then you just can't get yourself to getting committed to that person? Please let us know, and so we can share, cross-pollinate ideas. All right, so I'm on Facebook. I can't see. Okay, we have 2 views so far on Facebook. I'm trying to search for comments on Facebook. I think comments are still loading. Okay, comments are still loading. So yeah, developing cold feet. So you have to face your fears. So there are certain things that I thought I'd gotten over, but then I had to revisit those things because I no go one stress person picking, right? I no go one stress person picking. So I had to revisit those things. And for guys, guys and ego and all of that, sometimes, I was listening to someone, I can't remember where it was. I think it was on Facebook. And she said, it was a lady, I can't remember, was it Judy Johnson? I can't remember. But she said it's very easy. I think it was Judy Johnson. Yeah, I think it was Judy Johnson. She said, it is very easy for you to see a lady with so many mentors. It's very easy to have ladies have mentors. It's very easy to see ladies attend seminars on relationship. But it is very difficult for you to see a lot of men have mentors. Although the narrative is changing now, right? We have a generation of young people that are intentionally going for mentorship. But it is, on a general scale, it is quite difficult to have men who have mentors. Why? Because of this thing called ego. Because of this thing called ego. So a man just feels, I know it. What do you want to tell me? You know, I've been around. You know, so it's quite difficult sometimes to learn. But, you know, therapy just has a way, you know, a therapist isn't telling you what you don't know. A therapist is basically guiding you on a journey to discovering something about you that you've always known that you didn't know. All right. So I also understand that there are circles, right? There are circles that don't believe in therapy. I believe in therapy. Why do I believe in therapy? Because therapy addresses the issues that pertains to your soul. Therapy addresses the issues. I'm talking about psychotherapy. Psychotherapy addresses the issues that pertains to your mind, your thought patterns, your thinking, your feelings. Why? Because man is spirit. Man has a soul and man lives in a body. You're going to nourish your spirit, which is spiritual, all right? Whatever religion you belong to, whichever way you approach your God, if you're going to nourish your spirit, then how are you nourishing your soul? All right? You nourish your soul by having the right information, by exposing your mind by the right company. So let's go back to, you know, I love him, I love her, but I'm scared. So if you already have a relationship that the foundation is not built on a very strong communication, if you have a relationship that, permit me to say, a relationship that all you guys think about is how to, you get it, okay? If that's all you think about, Rex said he doesn't get it. Okay, you must get it. You must get it. You're not going to forget it. All right? If all you do in your relationship or all you think about if your idea, and there actually are people whose idea of relationship is all about sleeping together. That's what they think relationship should be. So, you know, should I even really go into this? So you see someone and all you're thinking about is, are we compatible? Like that's the beginning and the end, the alpha and the genesis and the revelation of all that you think about when it comes to relationship. And so we can't even begin to talk about communication because you see, sometimes, just like I said, a therapist helps you to find out, to know what you know that you didn't know that you knew. It's somewhere in your subconscious. These fears sometimes don't play out. Their expressions can be different, but the expressions is not what it is. The expressions, the symptoms might not be what it is. So the lady says, babe, we've been dating. It's been 1 year. You know, I'm in my 30s already. And it's been a year. What's going on? Where are we headed with this? And you're upset. You're upset, you know, and it's not the anger. It's not him being upset. If you have a very good communication, a very strong bedrock, you'll be able to have a communication. Babe, but you say you love me now. And you don't just say it, you show it. So what is this thing that scares you about relationships or about getting married? All right. It is something that you could actually find out from communication. Now, if he feels, I mean, why am I even in a relationship and I don't see my woman as a safe space? All right. That's something you should think about. Why do I think that it is okay to be, as a guy, why is it okay for you to be more free with another lady, talk to another lady about everything that concerns you, and you don't do that with the person you're dating? It's already a red flag. Why are you a lady and you feel you're more comfortable talking about your relationship with another guy you are not dating? It doesn't make sense, right? So we begin to dissect all of this through the week. We begin to see different fears, right? Different fears. And yesterday I left us with exposure therapy, and I gave the instance that it's just like what you see in movies, how you have the person's hair cut and then you have the tubes on the head, and then they take you back. There's this time machine that takes you back in time, and then you begin to see when you were 12, when you were 20, and the things you did and what it was. There's probably a particular scenario, a particular happenstance that happened in your life that triggered, that made you, that developed that fear that you have for women or for men. For some people, it's rape, sadly. For some people, they've been raped. And you have a man, okay, okay. So you have a man who is reaching out, is loving you, but the woman is scared because let's say the man's love language, let's get real now. Let's say the man's love language is touch. And the woman's major love language, her predominant love language, is gifts. But the man, understanding that his love language is touch, always is talking to this lady, and he always wants to hold her hand. He always wants to put his hand on her shoulder. He always wants to put his hand on her waist. Oga, you're sending the wrong signal. Because, and then sometimes the lady doesn't even realize that she hasn't dealt with that trauma of rape. So you're thinking in your head, okay, this guy, does he really want me? Like, is he really in love with me? Or he wants my body? Because for every time you make contact with her, it's sending a totally different signal. Now, you as the guy, you're doing it from the innocence of your heart most likely, but she's not seeing it that way because she's dealing with the trauma coming from a place of rape that she's healing from, and then now she's in a relationship with you. She hasn't totally healed, and the moment you bring up, let's get married, Auntie is thinking, no, this guy that is sending me signals of he wants to sleep with me already. What if he's doing it with other ladies? Yada, yada, yada. So there's a whole lot that goes on in our mind that we sometimes can't even voice out. Sometimes you even have very kind partners who say, let's talk about this. Babe, you know, you're acting different. You're acting weird. What's going on? You're getting unnecessarily irritated. You're getting unnecessarily aggravated. What is it exactly? What do you want us to talk about this, right? So you have those kind of partners, but it takes a lot of patience for us to really get to the root of the matter, all right? My God, we're already out of time. And I've not even really said anything. But if I'm going to leave us with a food for thought for tonight, it is this. Number one, if you're going into a relationship, whoever you're going into a relationship has got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it. The fight, if you're going to fight for that person, it's got to be worth it. So if I'm in a relationship with you and I'm seeing you act up, will I say act up? I'm seeing certain things I'm not comfortable with, right? I'm seeing certain things I'm not comfortable with. I should be patient to love. Why? Because love in itself is patience. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is long suffering. I should be able to walk through, all right? I should be able to walk through that thing you are scared of facing. To say, hey, babe, I'm going to reaffirm the fact that you love me. I feel loved. I sense your love. But I have this feeling that there is something that scares you to take this relationship to the next level. And I am here. It doesn't have to be right now that I would have loved to hear you talk, but it doesn't have to be right now, all right? But just know that you have my attention. Just know that I will always give you audience anytime you want to talk. It's very important. It's very important that I inspire trust. It is very important that I inspire trust in my relationship. It is very important that my partner sees me as his or her adulam. It is very important that my partner sees me as a safe space that he or she can say something. And sometimes partners actually don't open up about their fears when it comes to commitment, making a lifetime commitment, with the institution of marriage. They are sometimes scared simply because in time past, I have opened up and you either mocked me, you either laughed at, me opening up, or you just used hammer, hit my head, you rebuked me, and that was it. And so it happens a lot. Women are lenient. You should really clap for yourselves, ladies. Ladies can be lenient. A lady can open up again and again and again, and maybe the guy just coughs at her or, just waves it aside and acts very insensitive. And she might come back crying again and talk about something that is really bothering her. But you see a man, they hard. A man opens up, it takes him a lot to really open up. And then you scoff at him, or more. It will take a lot for him to open up again, right? So we must begin to be a lot more patient, except we really don't want this person in our lives, right? So I love you, I love him, I love her, but I'm scared. And you must also understand that fear is a part of life, just like death is a part of life. If you were born, it means there must be a day that you're also going to die. So fear is a part of life. So am I going to live my life ruled by fears? No. If not, if I live my life ruled by fears, the truth is I will never get anything. It's like James having to say, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let him not think that he will receive anything from God. It's the same thing with fear. A man who decides to live, under the rulership of fear would never ever amount to anything in life. Quote me anywhere. Because every time you want to raise your head and do something significant, every time you want to take a great step, you find yourself giving into voices in your head and you're pulling back. The same thing with commitment in marriage. The same thing with commitment, getting engaged, whatever it is. Even if it's school, even if it's ministry, whatever, career, whatever it is. It takes a lot of courage for you to say, hello, these fears are real. These fears exist. However, what I'm pursuing and who I'm pursuing is far more significant than this fear that is staring me in the face. So I'm not just going to love you, I'm going to love you and I'm going to damn the fears. All right? Now, I'm not talking about, there are red flags, there are fears that you should be really afraid of. All right? There's afraidness that should frighten you. There's no word like that, but you get my point, right? So I'm not saying close your eyes and, love is not blind. Love is so not blind. Love is informed decision to spend the rest of your life pouring into a person and seeing the person blossom. All right? It is very important. But then understand that these fears exist. Understand that you have, first off, to yourself, you have a responsibility to face these fears. Face these fears. If you get to a point where you really can't help yourself, you find a trusted person to talk with, preferably a trained therapist. All right. There's a whole lot that you can go through. There's what's it called? CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. There's a whole lot. Yes, I talked about exposure therapy. There's a whole lot of therapy that you can go through, and you can actually come out of these fears. All right. So in conclusion, because we're really out of time. In conclusion, I just want to say that R4M also is a platform. It's open to you, whether through our live shows or even when we're not on a live show. You can always send us a DM on every social media platform, from YouTube to Instagram to Facebook. I was almost going to say to go, but we're there, and we're going to respond to you. If you have a question, we really can't exhaust everything in one sitting, all right? So please do well to reach out to us. We're going to be here. We have seasoned counselors who are going to be listening to you. We have married people also, all right? We have married people here on R4M. We have people who have, who have gone through the valley of shadow of death that are here to listen to you and to counsel and to give you the therapy that you need. All right. So this is all we can take for tonight. Again, we sincerely want to apologize for coming on late, and we trust tomorrow is going to be a lot more better. Please do well to share this video. Very important. Let someone get to know that, hey, you're not alone. You're not alone. Fear is normal. Fear is natural. But you can actually face your fears and live and be committed to that person that you've always wanted all of your life. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I remain prolific, and this is the R4M Studios. On behalf of the management and the staff, I want to say a very big thank you for staying with us. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m., same time, same station. Thank you.